Hello to everyone. Today we will speak about ABBYY Recognition Server. First of all, there will be a short introduction to ABBYY Recognition Server. Then we will discuss key features, popular scenarios, functionality and architecture. And finally, there will be a short table with comparison with ABBYY Fine Reader. After this presentation, you will see demonstration of how ABBYY Recognition Server works. First of all, I would like to start with the positioning. ABBYY Recognition Server is a powerful server-based OCR solution for automated document capture and PDF conversion. It allows organizations and scaling service providers to implement cost-effective processes for converting paper and image documents into electronic files suitable for long-term digital archiving and full text search. Let me show you how it works. First of all of the image documents are imported into ABBYY Recognition Server, and as expert you get searchable and editable documents which you can send to any external backend or SharePoint. If we speak about key features, then one of the most important is our technology and accurate results, which is available in almost 200 languages. Then it is great for high volume document conversion. And finally, it requires minimal deployment and operational costs. There is no need for any additional training of technical specialists, and you can even set up the application so that no operators will be involved. Let's move on. The first and the most popular scenario is archiving. This solution is perfect for digitizing big paper collections and converting image documents like TIFF, JPEG and so on into full text searchable electronic formats such as PDF, PDFA or XML, so it will be suitable for archiving, e-discovery, enterprise-wide search and so on. It offers convenient tools for batch scaling, OCR, creation of searchable PDFs from scanned documents and file naming, and can be used for project-based conversion of large document backlogs as well as for processing documents in an ongoing basis. Here I would like to mention our successful project with the National Assembly of Ecuador, when the challenge was to create a system for creating indexing searchable archives of loaded administrative documents, and as a solution was implemented ABBYY Recognition Server. As a result, now the user spends significantly less time on document processing, and only 7 operators are involved in the project. The second popular scenario is using ABBYY Recognition Server as conversion service when employees need to convert business documents searchable and editable formats. So you can implement ABBYY Recognition Server that will work 24/7, and you can get access via multifunctional device panels, emails, folders, and web portals. For a successful project, I would like to share with you the project with Deloitte. As you know, Deloitte provides audit, tax, consulting, and financial advisory services to public and private clients. In this project, more than 1,000 docs per 1 hour are processed, and the client is very happy with such results. Third popular scenario is working with SharePoint libraries. Normally, enterprise search systems are only capable of indexing documents that contain text, like doc, PDF files, and so on. but obviously not all knowledge in a company is stored in such formats. So some knowledge may be stored as scanned document and faxes, and the content of these documents is unavailable for indexing. Converting these documents into searchable formats is an important additional business process, and ABBYY Recognition Server can help you to achieve good results with this. If you are looking for a case study, I advise you to go to ABBYY.com page, company, case studies. It is very easy to choose industry, your country, and product. Here you go. There are a lot of case studies related to ABBYY Recognition Server. Please feel free to explore. Now here you can see how you can get access to the ABBYY Recognition Server, and basically it is available to input documents from scanners or MFPs, from shared folders, via email, from Microsoft SharePoint, and using API. There are a lot of cases when information in scanned documents is very sensitive, or you would like to add some indexes to your documents, and so for this you can use two additional stages: verification stage and indexing stage. It is very useful, especially in case when we are speaking about SharePoint integration with Microsoft SharePoint. ABBYY Recognition Server provides tight and direct integration with Microsoft SharePoint. You can convert image PDFs directly within a SharePoint library, or convert TIFFs to searchable PDF, or use iFilter to extract content from TIFF files. Here you can see on the screen the full scheme of the processing documents in ABBYY Recognition Server. Basically, some of the stages can be ignored, and you can set up the solution according to your project needs. If we are speaking about architecture, the productivity of the solution depends on the number of CPU which are used during process. You can add more CPU with processing stations, and in this way to increase the speed of processing. And in the right corner you can see a small graphic that demonstrates the ratio of number of CPU and number of pages per minute. Finally, ABBYY Recognition Server provides a lot of customization and integration tools like scripts, as well as COM API and Web Service API. If you are familiar with ABBYY products, I'm sure you know ABBYY File Reader, and here on this slide you can see the differences between these two solutions. I would like to emphasize that ABBYY File Reader is desktop OCR, which is intended, which was designed for personal usage, and ABBYY Recognition Server is our corporate server-based OCR product, which is designed especially for corporates from mid-size to enterprise size. Here you can see five key features of ABBYY Recognition Server, and I would like to introduce to you our technical specialist who will demonstrate how ABBYY Recognition Server works.
Hi everyone, my name is Eugenia, and I would like to show you a couple of demonstrations of ABBYY Recognition Server 4 functionality. Some of our most often useful scenarios. So the first one will be SharePoint crawling. So now what does this scenario consist of? So say you have a SharePoint library with images with no text layer that you need to recognize, and you need to substitute these images, for example PDFs with no text layer for with searchable PDFs. Okay, for example here I have a SharePoint library. It's a demo, and I have different PDFs on different languages, like in Chinese. For example, you can see that it is just an image, some images in English. There you go, and Thai as well. Okay, so what we want to get as a result is the same, pretty much the same files, but with text layer. Okay, so let's check how we set it up in our Recognition Server. Here I have a workflow, and I start the workflow right now, and while the workflow is starting and files are being processed, let's check the settings of this workflow. What we need to do to what settings we need to do. So here, as you know, there are three types of workflow, which is hot folder, document library, and mail. So document library is exactly what we need here. The difference with hot folder is, in case of hot folder, images will be removed from the hot folder, and in case of our document library, images will stay in place. And depending on the settings, images can be substituted with new ones, or they just can stay there. Okay, so here I select the SharePoint library. Please pay attention that in the latest Recognition Server 4 release, which is release 3, it is now available to select not only one library, but it can be several libraries, or it can be an entire SharePoint portal. In our demonstration, I just select a small library that I showed you before. That's the one. And we have some other settings in here, like the period of time which will do the crawling. Several process and languages in here. We do no quality control and no indexing for such scenario. And as output, we also use SharePoint, which is just the same library. And as I was saying, for this scenario, we use our override file option in case if such file exists. So in this scenario, files, images, PDFs with no text layer will be replaced with searchable PDFs. Okay, and as you see, you can see the processing and in the job log you can also see failed jobs, if any, and successful jobs, their input files and output files. So in here you can see that all the files were processed, they were recognized, and we replaced our old files with new ones. So now let's check. Okay, now you can see that all the files were successfully recognized, and now you have a SharePoint library with searchable PDFs. Okay, so this is the one of these scenarios of use of recognition server. Let's check another one where we will also use SharePoint as output location, and we will also use indexing in this case. Say we have a hot folder with documents and we need to recognize them and keep in SharePoint, and we also need to do some indexing to keep their documents number as attributes. Okay. Here I have hot folder and I have different documents in here, and so let's check this workflow. So as a result, these documents will be recognized, indexed, and they will be moved to a SharePoint library, and here in the SharePoint library I have a column, document number, and values after the indexing stage it will appear in here. Okay, so I start the workflow. So the files disappeared from the hot folder, and now let's check settings of this workflow. So as I was saying before, here I use hot folder workflow type. In this demo I only have one folder and images in this folder, but you also need to keep in mind that you can also use files in subfolders. So Recognition Server will not only check the top directory, but it will also check files in the subfolders as well. So it's not limited just to one folder. Here I use indexing, so I create just one document type. I have only contracts in this workflow, and for this document type I created the contract number in here, and as I was saying, as output location I use SharePoint. Let's check it. Here's the libraries that I showed you before, and in the settings you can see that for these document type contracts, I map document attributes to SharePoint columns. So for document attribute contract number, I map it with document number column in SharePoint. Okay, let's check job log. What is going on with this workflow? You can see that all of these files are queued for indexing right now. So what we need to do is you go to indexing station, and we index the documents. And pay attention that you don't actually need to type in any values. You can just point to words and phrases. Okay, so for each contract I just select the contract number, and now you can see that I don't have jobs anymore. And in the job log you can see that these documents were accepted by an indexing operator, and they were indexed, and now we can check the SharePoint library. Okay, so now you can see that 4 documents appeared in here, and the indexed values appeared in the document number column. And so now we have these documents OCR'd and stored in SharePoint libraries with indexed values. Okay, and moreover, you also need to keep in mind that Recognition Server is not limited to its built-in functions. You can also customize processing, and one of the ways is using scripting. So now I would like you to show another demo, scripting demo. So what we'll do here is we have different kinds of images, and we have some separator sheets in here. So with help of scripting, we will use the separator sheets to divide these images into documents. After that, we will also use the separator sheets to define document type, and with help of indexing scripts, we will assign some values automatically, and the last step will be export, and we will also use scripting there as well. to export documents in the customized way, not the built-in way. Okay, so let's just start the workflow. And while it's working, let's check the settings of this scripting demo workflow. So as input we have just hot folders. We use English as recognition languages, as we have only English documents in here. And the next stage is document separation. In here we use scripting. Here you can see that we recognize pagers, and as soon as we see the page with this text, this page will be marked as starting page and will be marked for deletion. So we use the separator sheets to define document type and to separate pagers into documents, and the separator pagers themselves will be deleted. As you remember, this kind of scenario cannot be done with ABBYY Recognition Server built-in functions. We can only create documents for each page, or for each document, or after blank pages, or after pages with barcodes and so on. So during the indexing stage, we'll also use some scripting. As you just saw, we'll have three types of documents. For each type of document, we created document attributes. But we also use some scripts at this stage. You can see that for the brochure document type, attributes will be assigned automatically. And let us also check export script. Here you will see that for different document types, we use different attributes for naming. For example, you will see that for articles we will use customer names, for resumes we will use applicant's name, and for brochures you use product name. Of course, we cannot do that with built-in functions. Another interesting thing here that as output location we will also create additional folders with document type names, and you do that with just user in file naming rules. Okay, so now and now you can see the job logs, and you see that some documents are queued for indexing. So we go to the indexing station again, and you can see that this document has already been assigned document type articles, and we just need to select attributes for this type. So it's case study name, Okay, let us make it customer name. Okay, let us do that, and the summary. Okay, again, this document has already been assigned resume document type, and we need to assign the corresponding attributes: applicant's name, phone number, email address. By the way, you can see that system prompts us with variance address and an objective. Okay, and as you remember, when we checked workflow properties for the brochure document type, attributes were assigned automatically, so we didn't see these documents on their indexing station. Okay, so now we go to the output folder and check the results. And as you can see that for each document types, different subfolders were created, and for each document, you can see recognized PDFs and separate files with attributes that we selected during indexing stage. And please pay attention that these files were named as one of the attributes that were chosen for this document type. So for articles, we used a custom name, for example. Okay, so for brochures, as you remember, attributes were chosen automatically. That was a product name. And resumes, we used applicant's name for naming of the files, and you can see attributes here as well. Okay, so this is a short example of how you can use different kind of scripts for customizing recognition server processing. Okay, so that's it, what we wanted to tell you about today. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions, please contact us. Bye-bye.